This old house is getting kinda creepy. This old house is getting kinda old. This old house is getting kinda angry. This old house is getting kinda cold. Well, I think it's about time you got the demolition men in, don't you? Calling Bob the Builder, or should that be Bob the Wrecker? Hi guys, welcome to another video. Hope you're all keeping well. In this video, I'd just like to talk about 10 haunted house movies which have got in my collection. Some of them you might have seen, and some of them you mightn't have seen. So without further ado, let's just get straight into it. So the first Blu-ray haunted house movie I'd like to talk about is The Legend of Hell House. Now, this is one of my all-time favourite haunted house movies. If you're not familiar with this movie, I'll just read you the blurb at the back and just talk a little bit more about the movie. Yeah, so this stars Pamela Franklin, Roddy McDowall, Clive Revill, and Gail Honeycutt. It's based on the novel Hell House by Richard Matheson. It's basically about this group of people. They had to investigate what is described as the Mount Everest of haunted houses, and it certainly is, guys. Yeah, So the house has already destroyed one team of researchers. Now this brave quartet ventures in for another try at unraveling its secrets. But before they succeed, they must suffer through madness, murder, and everything else that the spirits who dwell here have in store for them. Yet learning the truth just might drive them all insane. An ingeniously devised ghost story, The Legend of Hell House will thrill and delight veteran horror fans from the first creaking door to the very last slithering shadow. So yeah, guys, if you haven't seen The Legend of Hell House, this was made in the early 70s, from 1973. This is a movie I can highly recommend if you love haunted house movies. The Belasco House is the name of the house in the story, and very good acting, from all four actors and that, Roddy McDowall's fantastic as the medium and that, and then you've got the other three actors as well, Gail Honeycutt, Pamela Franklin, Clive Revill, and I enjoyed the novel as well, Hell House, as I say, written by Richard Matheson, and the colour on this guy is absolutely pristine. So this is one of my all-time favourite haunted house movies. That is The Legend of Hell House from 1973. The next haunted house movie I'd like to talk about is one called A Haunting in Salem. Now I've only watched this once or twice, but if you're not familiar with the movie, again, I'll just read you the blurb and just talk a little bit more about it. This is actually, unfortunately, I won't be able to read you the blurb on this because this is actually in German, but it is a very good haunted house movie. It's got good atmosphere, it's got good scares and that, and a very, very creepy entity in that, and there's the back, guys, if you want to just have a look at the back there. So as I say, I had to send to Germany for this because I couldn't get it in the UK or Britain on Blu-ray. So there you go. That is The Haunting in Salem. So that is from 2011. The next haunted house movie I'd like to talk about is a remake, actually, from a remake of a classic haunted house movie, and that is the Amityville Horror. Now, I actually prefer this one to the old one. I prefer this one to the 1979 version that starred James Brolin and Margot Kidder. I think this is much better because I thought the old one, the 1979 one, was very, very slow and interminable. But this is really good. Really enjoyed it. If you're not familiar with it, I'll just read you the blurb at the back. Just talk a little bit more about it. So a terrific scare show. Say that again. From Michael Bay, producer of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, comes the true story of Amityville. In November 1974, a family of 6 was brutally murdered. Now, a year later, an unsuspecting young couple, George and Kathy Lutz and their children move into the house that was the site of the horrific event and is now haunted by a murderous presence. What follows is 28 days of unimaginable terror, with demonic visions of the dead and relentless screams of terror. This is the haunted house story that isn't just a movie, it's real. So yeah guys, that's the remake of the Amityville Horror. Fantastic movie, yeah. From 2011, and as I say, I actually prefer this one to the 1979 original, you know, that starred James Brolin and Margot Kidder. I watched that one a few times, and each time I watch it, I seem to get more and more bored with the very, very slow, ponderous, interminable plot. But this, guys, is oh yeah, much better. The Amityville Horror, yeah. So there you go. That is the remake of the Amityville Horror from 2011. Yeah, fantastic haunted house movie. Yeah, great picture quality as well. The next one I'd like to show you is another German one. So unfortunately, I can't read you the blurb, but this is actually called American Poltergeist. Now, it's been a while since I watched this movie, so I don't recall everything that happened in it. But from what I can remember, it's a very enjoyable haunted house movie centering on the theme of the poltergeist. Yeah. So as I say, with it being in German, I can't read you. I don't speak German, so but I'll just show you the back there, guys. Yeah, so there you go. I think that this actually came out under another title. I can't recall what the title was, yeah, but this is the title the German release got. Anyway, American Poltergeist 7. Don't know why they called it that. The next one is one I wasn't really too crazy about, and that is the Baylock Residence. Now, if you're not familiar with this movie, I'll just read you the blurb and then just talk a little bit more about it. Evil is hereditary. After the death of her sister, Patricia inherits her family's estate and soon discovers that something or someone has been haunting the home for decades. Now, as Patricia digs deeper and deeper into the home, she uncovers a disturbing family secret that she must bury forever. It's just got a couple of bonus features on there, guys. If you want to freeze your cameras and take those in. Yeah, so as I say, I wasn't too keen on this, guys. Yeah, I believe there's another movie with the Baylock Residence in the title. That's been very, very hard to guess, but from what I can recall, that's a much better one, because I think it's something to do with, from what I can recall, something to do with about this woman. She goes for a job in this house or something, and I don't know if it's the maid or not. She keeps vanishing all the time, and she asks the person, you know, the woman who owns the house, what's happened to her. Oh, you know, I didn't see anybody. You know, I can't remember too much of the story, but I do remember this. I think it's a maid. She keeps disappearing all the time. One minute she's talking to the woman that's just moved into the house, and next she's vanished. So I'll have to try and hopefully that might come out soon on DVD or Blu-ray. But getting back to this, guys, I wasn't too keen on it. But I love the cover though. It's a fantastic cover. But as I say, yeah, it wasn't really my cup of tea. But I'll keep it in my collection because I like haunted house movies and that, yeah, even if they are a little bit mediocre. And I love the cover on this. So hopefully one day I might get the better Baylock, the haunting of Baylock Residence, yeah. So there you go. That's the Baylock Residence. Yeah, just looking at the year. 2019, yeah. Next one up is, now this is one that I really, really did enjoy. And I can highly recommend it if you love a real haunted house movie with demonic elements. And this is called The House on Elm Lake. Now, this is a fantastic movie. I'm not exaggerating. It is. This is just my opinion. I thoroughly enjoyed this movie. I watched it a couple of times and I would not part with this one. If you're not familiar with it, I'll just read you the blurb and just talk a little bit more about it. Yeah, so it terrifies while delivering mind-bending visuals. Now, the idyllic lodge at Elm Lake has a brutal past. A few years ago, a man convinced that he was possessed by Lucifer murdered his wife and child in a satanic sacrifice. Now, when the horrific news died down, the house found a new buyer in Eric, Haley and their daughter Penny, who move in thinking they got a good deal. But what they don't know is that the house on Elm Lake has for centuries been home to the servants of Lucifer. and that the house holds a frightening evil waiting to be unleashed. Oh yeah, this is a very creepy tale, guys. The House on Elm Lake, yeah. And oh yeah, if you like a good haunted house movie with demonic elements, I think you will enjoy this one. The House on Elm Lake, yeah. Oh yeah, it's a fantastic movie, yeah. I was really enthralled from start to finish, and I got this quite cheap actually. Yeah, I think I got it from Asda for a £5, yeah. Or sometimes you might find these movies that are cheap and not many know about are actually better than the ones they all rave about, and this is certainly one of them, guys. The House on Elm Lake, yeah. It's a fantastic movie. It's just got, the only extras has just got a trailer. Yeah, but as I say, if you like a good, there's the back. Show you photos from the back. Oh God, I would like to meet that on a dark night. Yeah. So as I say, if you like a good haunted house movie, I think you'll enjoy this one, The House on Elm Lake. Yeah. Oh yeah, it's got thrills and chills galore, and that's from 2017. Great movie. The next one up is a much cherished classic, starring one of my all-time favourite horror actors, Vincent Price, and that is The House on Haunted Hill. I've got this in colour and I've got it in black and white, and this is a great addition. I have watched this movie many times, and each time I watch it, I always have a good time watching it. Vincent Price is really on the money in this, yeah. If you're not familiar with the story, I'll just read you the blurb and just talk a little bit more about it. William Castle's gimmick-laden horror thriller is a fairground fun house come to life. Vincent Price stars as a suave, eccentric millionaire married to a beautiful and greedy gold digger. Together, they are hosting a party in a sinister haunted house. 5 guests are invited to spend the night, and each will get $10,000, but only if they survive until the morning. Oh yeah, this is one of the best haunted house movies ever made, yeah. Admittedly, it's got a little bit of tongue-in-cheek wry humour. Well, of course, Vincent Price did often send himself up in his movies and that, yeah. Very self-aware and that. But at the same time, it's a very good movie in terms of a good haunted house story, good cast, good atmosphere, and oh yeah, it's such a joy to watch. This is one of the classics in my opinion, and I'll just show you the back there, guys. Yeah, it's just got a couple of special features there. Yeah, fantastic movie, The House on Haunted Hill. I've actually got, I've got the remake of the second one, The Return to the House on Haunted Hill. But I want the Scream Factory, the very first, the remake of The House on Haunted Hill, which is okay, but it's not as good as Vincent Price's version. So I'm hoping to get that, or maybe on eBay or Amazon with the slipcover. So once I've got that, I will review that one. I will also review Return to the House on Haunted Hill. They're more sort of like, it's like a modern spin on the story, and it's got like a character very much reminiscent of Vincent Price. But if you've seen the movie, you'll know what I mean. Yeah. But getting back to this, guys, this is an absolute classic, and it's fantastic to have both versions in colour, yeah. So there you go. That's The House on Haunted Hill, and that is from 1958. Oh yeah, one of the best haunted house movies ever made. Now, I've got one here. Some of you mightn't be familiar with this one, because I don't hear many people talking about it much, and that is The Haunting of Radcliffe House. This has got a great slipcover. Yeah, again, a very good haunted house movie. If you're not familiar with the story, I'll just read the blurb and just talk a little bit more about it. Yeah, so Alec Hamilton, his wife Medge, and their children have moved to the darkly beautiful but desolate Radcliffe House. A mosaic on the floor hints at the terrible murder by Radcliffe of his wife Isabella, the result of a demonic black magic ritual that led to a suicide. Or did it? Yeah, so it's got a good element of mystery, this, guys, yeah. Yeah, it's a fantastic movie. So it's Olivia Williams and Matthew Modine, and I'll just show you the back there, guys, yeah. Yeah, very creepy movie, yeah. And look at that house, guys. Speaks volumes, doesn't it, about its sinister aura. Yeah, and it's got a good twist as well, by the way, at the end, yeah. So I highly recommend this one if you like a good haunted house movie. Now, this is from 2014, yeah. So there you go. That is The Haunting of Radcliffe House. The next one is an adaptation of a James Herbert novel, which I've got and I absolutely love, and that is The Secrets of Crickley Hall. Now, you most probably recognise that lady used to be in Coronation Street, yeah, Sue Ann Jones. Yeah, it also stars Tom Ellis, Douglas Henschel, and David, excuse me, David Warner, very fine actor, yeah. If you're not familiar with this one, again, I'll read you the blurb and just talk a little bit more about it. Yeah, so a year after her little boy goes missing, Eve takes her family to Crickley Hall to escape the past. But she discovers their new refuge as a past even more disturbing. Unseen children are pursued by a frenzied spectre wielding a cane. As Eve prepares to move out, she hears her missing son, who tells her the children know where he is. In order to find him, Eve has to unravel the mystery of what happened in Crickley Hall in 1943. But as she searches, the evil that stalks Crickley Hall reaches for her other children. Now, this classic haunted house spine chiller is full of scares, yet underpinned by the story of a family's grief and ghosts who need to be laid to rest. So there you go, guys. If you like a good old British haunted house movie, I'll highly recommend The Secrets of Crickley Hall, based on the novel by James Herbert, my all-time favourite horror writer. Oh yeah, I could sit here all afternoon spouting superlatives about how much I love James Herbert, right from 1974 when I read The Rats. As I say, he's, yeah, my favourite author, and he was the main influence in terms of taking up horror writing myself, yeah. Actually wrote to James a couple of years ago, and I got a letter back from him, you know, giving me encouragements, which I'll try and roost out for you and show you, yeah. But getting back to this, guys, this is a great haunted house adaptation of the James Herbert novel, yeah. And it hasn't really got any, yeah, no special features yet. I'll just show you the back there, guys. Yeah. So there you go. That is The Secrets of Crickley Hall. I believe, from what I can remember, this was actually a TV movie. I'm not sure if it was broken into two parts, but I do remember it being on the television. Yeah, but obviously this with the DVD, you'll get it all in one go, yeah. So there you go, guys. That is The Secrets of Crickley Hall, and that is from 2012. Yeah, great haunted house movie. And finally, we come to another one of my all-time favourite haunted house movies. I'm sure many of you have seen this one, probably even read the book by Shirley Jackson, and that is The Haunting. Oh, again, I could sit here all afternoon spouting superlatives about this classic ghost story. As I say, based on the novel The Haunting of Hill House by Shirley Jackson, which I've read many times. Yeah. I much prefer this one to the Catherine Zeta-Jones, the one Catherine Zeta-Jones was in, the remake, yeah, I think it was in 1999. That was ruined by the special effects, you know, the gimmicks and that, but this has got the atmosphere, guys, yeah. Always remember the scene where the two women are lying on the bed and they're quaking and quivering, and you hear the footsteps coming towards the bedroom door, and the door starts pounding in and out. Oh yeah. Fantastic atmosphere, guys, yeah. That scared me witless when I was a kid watching that, yeah, in the late 60s, yeah. But this is a fantastic edition, yeah. This is one of HMV's premium collection. There you go. So there's the inside. You get 2 discs there. Yeah, this is one of my all-time favourite haunted house movies, yeah. I think haunted house movies work best when they've got atmosphere and a good ambience, you know, a disturbing ambience, and the house has got a lot of history. This, guys, is the absolute personification of a real creepy, creepy, terrifying haunted house, Hill House, yeah. And all the actors are great. Richard Johnson's fantastic as the paranormal researcher who gets this group of people together who've had ghostly experiences to investigate, Hill House, yeah. I'll just read you the blurb anyway at the back, yeah. Yeah, it was an evil house from the beginning, a house that was born bad. You can say that again. The place is the 90-year-old mansion called Hill House. No one lives there, or so it seems. But please do come in, because even if you don't believe in ghosts, there's no denying the terror of the haunting. Robert Wise returned to psychological horror for this much-admired first screen adaptation of Shirley Jackson's The Haunting of Hill House. 4 people come to the house to study its supernatural phenomena, or has the house drawn at least one of them to it? The answer will unnerve you in this elegantly sinister scare movie. Yeah, fantastic movie, The Haunting, yeah. And as I say, all a great cast, yeah. Got Richard Johnson, Russ Tamblyn, Yeah, directed by Robert Wise. Yeah, also stars Julie Harris and Claire Bloom. The screenplay by Nelson Gidding. Yeah, I say based on the novel The Haunting of Hill House by Shirley Jackson. Yeah, so as I say, if you like a good haunted house movie, you could do no worse than watch this, guys. Yeah, but with it being such a well-known movie, doubtless most of you've seen it already. Yeah, but if you haven't, get yourself a copy of this. It's a fantastic. It's in black and white, I grant you, but you will really enjoy if you like a good atmosphere. You're not so much mad on the blood and gore as you are on the atmosphere, the creepy atmosphere. I think you will enjoy The Haunting. It's one of the best haunted house movies ever made, and Richard Johnson is really on the money as the main protagonist, researching this creepy house. Yeah. Okay, guys, well, I hope you enjoyed me haunted house video. Yeah, some of the best haunted house movies I've got in my collection. I've got a couple of other haunted house movies which I hope to root out and maybe do a follow-up. Yeah, but these are the best ones. Just to recap: The Haunting, The Secrets of Crickley Hall, The Haunting of Radcliffe House, The House on Haunted Hill, an absolute masterpiece. House on Elm Lake, not the sort of movie you can watch alone in a house after 12 at night, believe me. The Baylock Residence, American Poltergeist 7, The Amityville Horror, one of the best remakes ever, Haunting in Salem, and The Legend of Hell House, starring the late great Roddy McDowall. Yeah. Have you got any haunted house movies in your collection, ones you particularly like? Yeah, I'd love to hear, what your favourites are. Leave your comments down below. Yeah, always loved a good haunted house movie. Yeah, and I always remember when I was a kid, back in the early 70s, I was mad on haunted house games, and there was one particular. I might actually do a video about this in Monster Games. Yeah, there were two particular games I was mad on. One was called The Haunted House, where you'd drop like a little whammy ball down the chimney, and it'd come out. You didn't know what room it was going to come out in. You basically go through. You'd be 4 figures participants, and you go through this haunted house. And I used to get a kick out of building the haunted house and that, and the figures going through the rooms and that. And just when you're going up the stairs, the ball could knock you down. So that was haunted house. So if any of you are old enough to remember that, you'll know what I mean. The second ghost board game, I was really mad on board games when I was little. The second haunted board game was one called Ghost Train. Again, not as good as the first one, Haunted House, but still pretty enjoyable, guys. Yeah, this basically involved, the participants going into this. You build a ghost train up like this big board, and you put all the scare attractions on. You'd go through. They'd have this big giant bats and spiders swinging and that, and ghosts and that. Yeah. I might do a video on horror games what I grew up with, at some time in the future. But getting back to these guys, yeah, these are fantastic haunted house movies. I can highly recommend them. But again, that's just my opinion. I don't profess to be an arbiter on the best haunted house movies ever. These are just ones what I've kept in my collection, and I don't think I'll ever part with. Yeah. Okay, so hope you enjoyed the video. Yeah, can't beat a good haunted house story. Yeah. And as I say, if you like haunted house movies, leave your comments down below. I'd love to discuss. Yeah, and if you like the video, give it a good thumbs up. Please feel free to share, subscribe, comment, and all going well. I'll talk to you all again soon. Enjoy the rest of the weekend. Thank you.